What up, Shy? Actually, pardon me.
Uh-oh.
What up, Shy? What up, Shy? What up, Shy? What up, Shy? I think we do everything 5 times now. Is my understanding.
What?
Isn't that like the whole like thing now? Like we heard we closed out concerts now with 5 songs, right? So starting off podcasts with 5 shots. What up, shots?
Hey, I don't have that stamina. You can do that if you want to, G Dot, but I will be someone who just comes in and does one verse of their song and then leaves. And I won't show up on stage again until the photograph is being taken. I'll be that person.
Oh man, shots gonna just be doing dances.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
maybe. I don't think I have the back muscle for crumping. Okay. So it's been what, a week? A
Yeah,
week and
just
a half
about.
since that? Okay. So and it's still with me, you know.
Yeah, it was
Uh
beautiful.
yeah, it was really nice. I'm not necessarily a West Coast uh rap, like, what's the word? Aficionado? I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, like, I I know some, but I mean,
right.
honestly, that could be said for pretty much all rap. Me and all rappers. I mean, I know some, but I don't go as deep as others. But I understand when things are important
Right.
and noteworthy, and that was an extremely important thing for LA.
Yeah.
Um, and that was kind of nice to see. Um, and like seeing everybody dancing. I don't know if I really understood, like, how important a dance was. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
dancing was big. Like, when you are told the saga and the folklore of West Coast gangbangers
Yeah.
and stuff, I mean, they mention a walk or they mention a stomp, right?
Right. Yeah.
They don't mention how, like, how pervasive it is
Yeah.
and how joyful it appears.
Yeah.
Those dudes were joyfully stomping on that stage and surprisingly light on their feet. All of
Yeah.
them extremely light on their feet while doing whatever walks or stomps they were doing. And it tickled me to no end. They're literally holding hands, dancing around like this is like in some sort of historical, like, costume drama. And this is like the dance break. In fact, when we start making movies about this time, in the way that we make movies about England and various kings and queens, and there's always a gala or a party, and they all come in and they do like the choreographed dancing and they all hold hands and walk in a circle and all that kind of shit, in those
Yeah.
movies, make sure we film folks doing sea walks and various stomps like that, because
Yeah.
that is what it looked like to me. It was very beautiful. I want us playing Dre on the harpsichord since he already plays that shit on piano. It'll be great on a harpsichord. Like, let's really talk about the beauty of this dance.
Yeah. I'm on
It,
board.
I was very taken with it.
Yeah. It was a concert, but like it was a recital. Or
It was a party.
yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what threw me for sure. Like
Hmm.
we put like men, like we as half of this world put so much effort to be tough. We want to be happy too. Like deep down, we want all of the things that like we say we don't. Like that all
Mhm.
that was how many things do we need to be tough about before we give ourselves permission to just dance gleefully?
I really think that the gangs were formed for a few reasons. One, to protect neighborhoods from, Ofe bastards. And if you don't know what Ofe is, look it up, y'all. But it's my favorite way of saying whitey.
Mm-hmm.
But to protect, their neighborhoods from colonizers coming in and fucking
Right.
with them, right? So that's why I think one of the reasons they started. And another reason they started is to give men the freedom to prance.
Real talk.
Give them a space to prance.
We need it.
You know, you got to be light on your feet. And it looks wild if you're just doing it by yourself in a park. But if you
But
got friends,
matching colors.
matching colors,
You know what I mean?
come
Y'all
on.
barbecuing? Come on.
Yeah.
I rethought the whole gang culture. Like, I was, because, like, you know, Saturdays, my dad would take me to play baseball. He could have just took me to the, like, local Crips. We could have been dancing.
It could.
We
I
could have
don't.
been, you know, like,
I mean, it does. Don't get me wrong. It does seem stressful with the constant fighting and the not knowing
agreed.
what to wear. And I mean, you know, I like the freedom to choose my outfits in whatever color I want to do, and I feel like my mindset would be a lot different if I grew up around that environment. But it does bum me out.
That
What
might have been
if
my favorite part, Sha.
what the colors?
One uniform, one color.
Yeah,
I rock with that.
until they pick a color that you like but you can't wear. Do you
But I figured
understand?
I'm willing to move for the right color. You know, my neighborhood is orange. You know,
I would
and I
kill.
ain't even mad at orange. Orange is kind of
Where
dope.
is the orange neighborhood? That's absolutely where I will go.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, it's kind of hard. I rocked orange heavy in high school. I'm pro
Yeah.
orange.
Yes, but not everyone, looks good in it. Not everyone is, I like blue. I like blue a lot, but do I like, they tend to go with a very dark blue. I don't know. Can we
Yeah,
do like a baby blue, like a nice creamy light blue, but probably not. You know what I mean? Like what do the shades matter or does it just have to be any version of that color? There are a lot of tutorial questions I have for it that I'm never really going to ask because it's none of my business. I'll let someone else do that research and write that book. But
yeah. I thought it was beautiful just seeing all these men come together dancing. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool moment. I made me a little sad because I don't think uh there's other cities who I feel like have had moments where they could have created similar, but we weren't nationally in a place culturally where we could have experienced that. Like I think like New York hip hop could have had a moment like that in like the 90s, early 2000s, but
they
it was
did. They ran everything. Everybody wanted to sound like New York.
right. But I'm saying like in a way that like the world could have seen the moment. Like I think Summer Jam was that. Every summer we had like a big concert in New York, and if you were lucky enough to go to Summer Jam, you got to feel that. But like I do think there was something beautiful about us kind of getting a chance to peek in on the barbecue
I
and being a part of it in a weird way, you know?
Okay. I think you have that mindset of New York not having that moment because you've been in New York the whole time. So
Fair?
let me speak to you as someone who's not been in New York the whole time.
Yeah,
It's always been the center. Everything that we took in has always
right.
been New York is the center and everything is around it, even if you were in other places with burgeoning scenes. So I'm
Okay.
speaking as a music fan, a rap fan growing up in Atlanta, as Atlanta is building its scene and
Right.
reading, consuming all media that I can about whatever music and seeing how the it's always everything was always in that time compared to New York and what New York was doing, even the same in LA. So New
Right.
York has always loomed large. And it's like they didn't need New York has never really needed to have that significant moment
That's
back in the
fair.
day because it was only the moment. Everything was like I if you talk to someone, if you're in another city and you talk to someone and you talk about the music that like the way to stand out in Atlanta was to be hardcore about New York rap.
Right.
Because it's just like, oh, you don't like what's happening locally, and it's like, oh, it's not that, it's just that, I prefer this, because it's like, all right, are you doing New York shit or are you doing like Miami based shit?
Right.
Those
Right.
that's what we were squeezed between. And New York just always, the folklore is that it started there, and all of that stuff that's always loomed large. It's only been in the past, I'd say, 20 something years,
Right.
that we've seen other cities as focal points.
Yeah.
But the first 30,
Yeah.
y'all had it on lock, and y'all
Now
still
that's
moving
fair.
like you got it on lock. And so, I mean, this is long. I mean, LA
LA's
has
been like a big deal for a
a,
large
a
portion of that
very,
run as well.
yeah.
And
So,
they just finally got, like, I think the full light with this moment. Yeah, you're right. You're fair. I guess I'm more thinking of like other cities that like I think there was definitely a point there where like Chicago I thought was the
yeah,
focal point, and I don't remember them having a moment like this that I would have loved to have seen. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, start, there's got to be beef.
yeah.
Because there's got to be beef. You know what I mean? You need a common, you need a common enemy.
Real talk.
So
That's
that's the
fair.
thing. I mean, what I was seeing, what people were comparing the Kendrick. It also depends on the artist who pulls it together or whatever, and it can come at odd places. But like, whatever the versus was, where it was it Dipset versus
Yeah, the locks.
the yeah. So that was
You
when
know,
Jadakiss came out and declared we outside.
yeah,
That was like a call. That was like a clarion call of just
yeah.
like, we are out in these streets, and also, don't we are all out here. Like, that was, I'm seeing younger people saying that was like the moment.
Yeah, you're right. That was a very New York hip hop moment. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because both groups were from New York. He
Yeah.
was calling out the Dipset after they got like money. They all left. They all moved to like Florida.
Right. Yes.
And the Locks was like, nah, we still here, like currently.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I will
Yeah.
say the trippiest part of this whole thing,
Hmm.
this thing blew up on, I want to say, Wednesday, Thursday last week,
Yeah. What happened Wednesday night? Yeah.
right? Um my son's prom was Friday,
Okay.
and he told me they played They Not Like Us 5 times there.
Sure.
And I asked him, unrelated, like 5 weeks before, who's Kendrick Lamar? He's like, I think I heard of him, was the response.
Hmm.
Like, he didn't know a Kendrick song.
Right.
And 2 days after this concert, he knew that song was his, and they played it 5 times like they did at the concert that he didn't watch.
Right.
Like, that was a significant moment. I think it's the first significant hip hop moment for him.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Is he a hip hop fan? Is
Not
he a
really.
music
He's
fan?
not a music head like that.
Okay.
He'll listen to something if I tell him there's like cultural like significance. Like I think I told you, like he like gave me a full review of Illmatic.
Right, right,
Um
right.
he'll like go through like an artist if I say like there's real depth here. So like he's been on a Pharaoh Monch kick lately.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
like, all
that
right,
for a
I'll
young
take it.
man, that definitely is homework. Who's
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to relate because he won the award at graduation for like best science students. So I was like, oh yeah, this guy says big words. You should listen to him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, oh
So
wow, that's
you know
funny.
what I mean? Like, you can listen to him. I gave him Lupe Fiasco.
Oh boy.
I was
Yeah.
like, here, this dude has a whole app helping him to write raps.
Right.
So he's been really into that, and he's like, digesting all of that stuff.
Mhm.
But those are, while they're incredible artists who I love, uh, they're not like currently in the zeitgeist like that in the same way anymore. You
Right,
know what I
right.
mean? So this was something that like he told me about, which was very different. Usually it's
Mhm.
like, yo, dad, why you keep playing this in the car? And then like I have
Mhm.
to explain it, and he listens to it on his own time and tells me, yo, okay, I get it. But this was him saying, yo, like they played this song 5 times. And we were
Yeah,
dancing
this
to it
is,
at
I
prom.
mean, for I imagine at that age, blah blah blah. If I can compare it to um, what it would have been like for me at that age, this is Dougie Fresh's The Show being played a bunch at my like at a high school dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. Where it's just like, oh, this is the popular rap song right now.
Yeah.
So run it back. So that a bunch of 14-year-olds, 13 and 14-year-olds
Yeah.
can dance to, all of us just in there, 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but that's what's popping.
Amen. I was
Yeah.
happy for him. He's like, I had a blast at the prom, and he was like, yeah, we danced to this. We was real hyped. He's like, admittedly, I don't know who the other people were. He was like, we kept saying they not like us. I know. I kept asking, like, who the us? We're the us? Who's them?
Yeah.
Why are we so mad at them?
Yeah.
He's a very literal kid. So he was
He
very,
is. I hope he has his experience where he gets to look at things in a more hippy dippy way than it is exactly what it is. Because
yeah.
boy,
He's like, I don't know who's they. He's like, I don't get like why they. Everybody was really adamant that they weren't like us. And I was
right?
like, I danced, Dad. I danced. He's like, I like the song, but I don't have
Yeah.
the.
Well, I mean, luckily for him, if he feels like digging into it, he can go back very far with research. Like, you can understand the sentiment of they're not like us, and you can apply it many places if you want to, or
Yeah.
if it really needs to be explained for you, well, you are in luck, young man, because this goes back quite a ways.
Real talk. There are think pieces out there, brother.
Yes, there are a lot. There are a few resources you can
Real
check
talk.
out to see what's going on. Most importantly, I mean, this was all anti Drake, and I mean, really, that's all I've ever wanted. That's all I've ever wanted. Shut that dude up. I want to hear from him for a minute.
Real talk. It's time,
Oh,
brother. I like your
hush.
songs, but like it's time.
Just be quiet. I want
You know,
everyone to just be quiet for a second, especially him. Oh,
yo, have you played like I played a Drake song in my car and it don't even sound the same no more.
I know I've never played a Drake nothing in my anything. I mean, on that you can count on.
I
Yeah.
swear I was driving, I put on like I forgot I think like Slime You Out or like 8 a.m. like two of the songs from the new album. And
Oh,
like on God, I swear like Spotify, like it lowers the DBs on those tracks. Like, nah, this can't bump no more. Like I was like, Jesus, I swore this had more energy a couple
no,
weeks
his
ago.
shit never had energy. That's been my problem with him, with his sleepwalking ass, just mooing. That's what my roommate and I say. He's just mooing like a cow, and he's been doing it for years.
I was
Wah,
like, where'd the
wah,
kick
wah,
drum
wah,
go?
wah, wah. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares about whatever it is.
Yo, Loki, I want a whole album of you doing that. I ain't even gonna like with all that is me, shot. Yo, I so want that album.
Ugh.
Oh man, let's get into the news.
Oh yeah.
A poop protest threatens to taint leading up to the Paris Olympics. Uh,
Oh.
the Seine, is that how you say it? Seine River? Seine?
Oh, the Sen.
The Seine. Oh, wow, I would have missed that all day. Okay. Yo,
Yeah, well, the French River, right? The river in
yeah.
Paris, the Seine.
The Seine River is setting for the defecation demonstration, which could come ahead of the 2024 Summer Olympics. The fine act of timely defecation is poised to give voice to the frustrated ahead of the 2024 Summer Olympics. As recently highlighted by the local news, among others, the Seine River is the locale for this Paris's Olympic embroiling protest. Following extensive rain in the region, it was reported earlier this month that elevated E. coli levels have been detected in the river, all while the kickoff of the Olympics is less than 2 months away. Olympic officials, meanwhile, have continued to publicly express confidence that planned events in the river will carry on as planned. The opening ceremony for this year's games are set for July 26th, while the first sunset proceedings are currently on the books for July 30th. We are confident that we will swim in the Seine this summer, said Olympic Games Executive Director Christopher Dubai earlier this month. This past Sunday, June 23rd, was originally set to see Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo actually hitting the water herself as a public show of confidence. Simultaneously, a do-yourself in the Seine protest was scheduled to interrupt the stunt, complete with a website on which visitors could calculate when exactly they would need to engage in the respective act to ensure your gift arrives on June 23rd. That's right. Hidalgo, however, has since pushed back her planned swim to next month. Seemingly, the protest itself has been delayed, though that is not entirely clear as of now. I shit in the Seine on June 23rd, reads the aforementioned site associated with this movement of movements. Haha. Elsewhere on the site, which had not announced the new protest plans at the times of the article, to the underlying aim of the demonstration was summarized as because after putting us in shit, it's up to them to bathe in our shit. France is estimated to spend almost $1.5 billion on a river cleanup project tied to the Olympics.
Okay, so I've got a few questions.
Okay.
Have people been swimming in the Seine this whole time before the Olympics? My
Mm.
heart, I've never been uh to Paris, to France. I've never been to Europe. I've never been anywhere. But except you, Australia. Hey. Um what I don't think that people are swimming in the Seine in general. I thought.
Yeah,
I
no.
viewed the Seine as the river that runs through a big city, and I feel a river that runs through the big city in like the heart of the city probably ain't too swimmable. Go above or below, but I feel
Right.
like right in the middle of the city, a little bit of a mess,
Real
right?
talk.
That's how I feel. That's just judging by um my own fraught relationship with the river that runs through part of Atlanta, the Chattahoochee, which I every time I hear about people in the Chattahoochee, I'm like, for real though? And I mean, it's no Lake Lanier. It's an actual river that's coming from a place and going to a place, but still, are we swimming in it?
Come on.
And then but now I'm trying to think in the 96 Olympics, did they have people swimming in the Chattahoochee?
Oh.
And I hope not. But it might have been cleaner then. But still,
Right.
that seems wild. Um, so if they had the Olympics in New York, are people going to be swimming in the Hudson?
I hope not.
Like you
That's
see
the
that
instant.
feeling
Hell
you had
no.
in your gut? I hope not. But people
Uh-uh.
like fish in the East in the Hudson, like people fish. So maybe people can swim, but that seems wild to me. The idea, I just figured they would go to a city like a suburb or
Right.
another place not far from Paris, but not like in the Olympics in Atlanta wasn't just everything didn't just happen in Atlanta.
Right.
Places happen in cities that were like at least an hour away. A lot of stuff happened in Athens, Georgia, where UGA is. Like
Right.
like I thought they would go to another place that's not so like concentrated.
Yeah, you got to leverage what the state
The
has,
whole
the
yes, the whole
resources. Yeah.
space. And so that's why I'm like, who's trying to swim in the Seine? I feel like the Seine has been filthy for
Yeah.
decades, right?
It's been illegal to swim in the Seine for almost a century.
Come on. So why are we saying it's
Yeah.
gonna be clean in time for the you think you
Yeah.
just gonna run a fucking Brita filter through that thing and it's gonna be all right? I don't think so.
You gonna run it 3 times, okay? You know what I mean?
Like I don't I don't think that's correct. So I don't I mean, I feel like people don't even have to shit in the water for them to make their point because my understanding is they peeing on the streets out there in Paris anyway. Please tell
Real
me if I'm
talk.
wrong, Paris. And I'd love to see you. But um whatever romantic thing you think Paris is, that's not for nothing. They are still peeing in the streets. They're peeing in the
Amen.
streets everywhere. So like calm down. Maybe let's not have them swim in the Seine. Have a backup plan because I really don't think they're supposed to be swimming in the Seine.
Real talk.
It
You
seems.
you train your whole life to make the Olympics, and you tell me I got to swim in that shit just because that's when I turn 18?
Let's ask the French swimmers who their events would happen in the Seine. Let's ask them
Yeah.
and see if they're like, yeah, no, this will be fine. Or if they're like, I am happy that it is happening in my home country. And it's like, well, what about swimming in that river, though? And they're like, once again, happy to be in my home country. Like, I don't know. I don't know, buddy.
That sounds off to me. I ain't about that whatsoever. Respect the shitting. I like
Yeah.
the commitment.
Yeah. Why
to
don't
the
y'all
cause.
just set it on fire? I thought that's what France did.
Yeah,
They like to
that's
set
true.
shit on fire all the time. Set that river on fire. I bet
Light
you
it
you
up.
can do it because I bet it's dirty.
Real talk. Light that shit up, B.
It's got all the. It's now got more E. coli. You can't just. It's not going to be ready. Like, let's stop. Let's stop.
Is there a rapper named E. coli? I don't know why. I feel like somebody would have used that by now.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's some underground rapper somewhere.
They call me E. coli.
I mean, check SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm sure there's somebody on
Coleon.
E. Coleon.
E. Coleon.
Oh no. I am upset with what we've just done here.
E. Coleon.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm all about real shit.
Okay. Make them stop, America. Make Gastor stop.
Good luck to y'all swimmers out there, man.
I know. Good luck. We praying for you.
They got a picture of that. If that's the cleanest picture they can find of that water,
that's
y'all
what
shouldn't
I'm
be doing
saying. I'm not saying that you need to see the bottom of it, but you need to see something.
Yeah, real talk.
That shit looks murky. So murky. No.
That shit is next to a street and it looked just like the street. Like, yo. I can't tell no difference. Like, this is the water that Jesus walked on because it was thick. Real talk. He could not fall through any of that shit.
Nope. Is this water made of planks? How is this working?
I heard, yo, that shit is Play-Doh. That shit is crazy. That nasty looking jello over there. That shit got consistency. No. I don't want no parts of that, B. Man, that shit gonna go in your mouth when you. Oh, nah. Bro, turn your head. You gotta breathe. Nah, B. My mouth is closed this whole
doggy
swim.
paddle. Doggy paddle your way.
Oh, man. In other news, U.S. tourists, pardon me. That'd have been
no, keep going, terrorists. U.S. terrorists. What'd they do?
U.S. tourist was killed in Zambia elephant attack, the second one this year. That's right. U.S. Tourist was killed by an elephant in the Zambian city of Livingstone this week on Wednesday. Second such attack in the country this year. The officials said Friday the 64-year-old Juliana Glee Chereni was killed when an elephant that was part of a herd the tourists were watching attacked their vehicle, threw Chereni out, and trampled her. She was part of a group that had stopped near the Maramba Cultural Bridge due to the traffic caused by the elephant herd near the bridge. Juliana of New Mexico died on Wednesday around 1750 after being knocked from the parked vehicle, which had stopped due to the traffic caused by elephants around the Maramba Cultural Bridge. It is the second such attack this year after another American tourist was killed in March this year during a game drive in a Zambian national park when an elephant charged the truck, flipped it over, killed the tourist, and injured 5 others. Zambian authorities have called on tourists to exercise extreme caution while observing wildlife around the country.
I think we all know what I'm getting ready to say. I think if you've been listening to me go on and on long enough, you have an idea as to what I'm getting ready to say. If y'all don't leave these fucking animals alone.
Yo,
Like,
they can't send the clearer message.
I mean,
Real
like,
talk.
you know what? And they've been so good for so long, but they've been
Yo,
mad for even longer. Especially elephants. Have we learned nothing?
yo.
If I see a bunch of elephants up the street, guess who's turning around?
Real talk. Like, you parked and looked at them, my G?
Yeah, because
That
they
dude
were
is, he's
blocking the
going about his
bridge.
day.
Maybe it wasn't meant for you to cross. You know what I mean? Like, stay out of their hood. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
They are never happy to see us unless we have, I don't know, what do elephants eat? Peanuts? I don't know. Whatever it is, that's what the circus has me believe. But like, leave them alone, especially if they're wild. Maybe
Yeah.
stop rolling through the neighborhood of these wild animals. I know you paid
Yeah.
a lot of money so that you can take a picture with a lion in the background, so you could go back to New Mexico or whatever and show that you've done this thing. But stop it.
You know, real talk. Y'all need to start treating these elephant hoods like Brownsville. Okay?
There it
Real
is.
talk. You come to New York, you don't go to the hood. You know, okay, this ain't tourist area. There's
Yes.
people working here. They
Yep.
got like real life they dealing with. This ain't a touristy part. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all keep thinking just because it's trees
Yep.
that you allowed there. Some parts of nature ain't your nature. Okay? Real talk. We got parks for us. It's not for them. They got all other tree shit is their shit. The parks is us. Cause I know we need some trees. That's us making our own tree shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the normal natural tree shit, that's animals Brownsville. They working. They dealing with life. Leave
That's
them
true.
dudes alone. When
That's
that elephant that charged that poor tourist group in March,
mm-hmm.
you was interrupting him. He
Yep.
wasn't. He was there. Y'all came. He was chilling. He was doing some real shit. He broke up with his girl that day. He was trying. He's like, yo, what the fuck you doing here, B?
Yeah.
I got a vent somewhere, and y'all showing up, and y'all don't even leave when you see me crying, venting with my man.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all stayed in park waiting for me to get over. I'm dealing with life.
Taking pictures.
You
Being
know,
real
taking
disrespectful.
pictures.
Taking video.
You know, this is
Pointing at me.
at my low point. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yep.
I can't even lift my trunk right now because I'm depressed. You know, dealing with life. She won't let me see my kids no more. And you taking pictures? Pictures?
Oh boy.
I'm giving half of my peanuts to that lady every month on the 5th. I don't know what to do no more. I'm hurt, okay?
Mm-mm.
My skin ain't the right gray no more.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yes,
feeling
right.
it. It's dry, patchy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also, if you go once and you see an elephant act up, but you manage to get away unscathed, don't go back.
Yeah.
You know they remember.
Forever.
You know they remember. We have seen it.
Yo.
We have it's documented. They got you. Once they see you, it's a wrap. You need to run.
Real talk. And like far.
Far.
Elephants will find you apparently.
Yeah.
They've
like
changed,
to
they've
the
gone
airport.
cities.
You need to go back to whatever, like place you're staying. You need to pack everything quickly. Leave the toiletries. You can replace the toiletries. And you need to go back to the airport. Because
Gone.
you're a marked person.
Real talk. That continent ain't your continent no more. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
They signed a contract. Okay. You John Wick in the 4th movie. Everybody coming after you now.
Yeah. You gotta go. You gotta go. Go home where it's safe and hope that elephant doesn't have flyer miles. Flyer miles. Get his ass up to hurt you.
You heard Dumbo's on Delta Plus? What? That's crazy.
Yeah, don't. Mm-mm.
You buy some seats, you know? You like to stretch.
Y'all leave these animals alone.
Seriously.
Especially if you've gone over there. Like, if you're doing it here in America where we've already broken the spirits of almost everybody that we have working here in America. You know, yeah, that's different. Go on and roll your Camry through a suburban little sanctuary,
That's
but
it.
you know, and even then, don't do it in the back of a truck because a giraffe will for sure pick up your baby and drop it. Like, stop messing with these animals. I don't know how
Yo,
many ways I got to tell you.
that's it.
We domesticated the ones that we were meant to domesticate. Pay attention to them.
Real talk.
You out here trying to get a good shot with a elephant. Meanwhile, your dog is at a friend's house suffering because you need to take a break for a couple of weeks.
Yo, man. Know your place, okay?
Yeah, y'all respect these animals.
Every animal ain't your friend, B. Real talk.
Thank you. Oh my God, that needs to be tattooed on some people.
I'll be bugging out thinking anything needs you to pet them to feel good about
They
themselves.
do not want
Real
you to
talk.
touch them. Understand it.
Yo,
Recognize that.
real talk.
Quit trying to touch every animal. Now I'm
Serious.
talking to a particular person in my life. Stop trying to touch every animal. I love you. Stop doing it.
Oh man. In other news, escaped pet donkey. Why is there a pet donkey?
Well,
Found.
now it probably wasn't a pet. It probably was working, which is why it escaped. Well, come on. I need you to get on a higher plane with these animal things, everybody. That's where I've
Seriously.
been. That's why I love the story so much. They really trying to tell us something.
Where's the donkey Juneteenth that we need? Okay.
I don't know if we're ready for that. I don't even know how often are donkeys used. Donkeys and mules, they're used for something, right?
Yeah.
Not as much here, maybe, but
Because like
they were
real,
pack animals, right?
I feel like you're right. Because I don't know why, but like I feel like mule is like a work name. Like they gave it that name just to like brand it for like that job forever.
Right.
You know? Yeah, nah, I don't know. But I feel like those they do work somewhere.
Right.
Escape pet donkey found living best life with elks. Hell yeah. Pet donkey that escaped his owners 5 years ago in California has been found living his best life with a herd of wild elk. Terry and Dave Drury of Auburn were convinced the animal, filmed by a hiker earlier in June, is their pet Diesel.
Diesel the donkey. I can't.
That's kind of cool. I'll rock
Yeah.
with that.
Oh yeah.
The couple say they were relieved the animal is safe and have decided to let him wander free. You decided.
Oh, did you? Oh, that was sweet of you.
Diesel decided 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's nice of you to let Diesel continue to live the life that Diesel wants to live.
Real talk. Diesel bit about this. He's like, oh, word? Y'all got the papers?
Oh my
Y'all
God.
on board now? Real talk. I changed my name. I don't even go by Diesel no more. What's wrong with you, B? I don't even identify as a donkey. And you talking about you
you
decided?
Say, oh
you gonna let me stay? Diesel was spooked and took off during a hiking trip with Mr. Drury near Clear Lake, California in 2019. Weeks of volunteer searches proved fruitless. And a trail camera image a few months later was the last time he was seen. We finally kind of gave up, said Ms. Drury. Just no signs of it. Then hiker Max Fennell spotted the herd earlier this month, describing the donkey as happy and healthy. It was amazing. It was like, oh my gosh, finally we saw him. Finally, we know he's good. He's living his best life. He's happy, he's healthy, and it was just a relief, said Ms. Drury. The elk herd is a few miles away from where Diesel first went missing and in an area where there are no wild donkeys. Two completely different creatures, but they learn to get along and be each other's family. The Druries have adopted new donkeys since Diesel's disappearance and do not plan on trying to capture their missing pet. To catch him would be next to impossible, said Ms. Drury. He is truly a wild burro now. He's out there doing what he's raised to do. She said Diesel is about 8 years old and donkeys can live up to 40 years.
Oh, he about to Come on
Yeah,
now.
he about that life now. He's there.
Yeah.
I love this. I was jokingly, but like I really do think not like like I think that like there's uh there's animals that like they find and they think that they're other animals, and I think that's how they identify, and I think that's beautiful. Like they find their squad. Like
Right.
I like and I think he found his squad. He's like, yo, this is my peoples, this is my family. I know you can't accept this because you think I'm a donkey,
But,
but like at heart, I'm actually this.
look,
And
he's more elk than he is human.
yo, real talk,
Like, let's be real. He
yo,
probably found him and he was like, "Oh, so you walking on all fours too? Yeah, I'm gonna follow y'all where you go."
real talk. He's like, yo, I was with these other people. They was trying to just be like
Stand
this.
upright. What is this?
It's crazy talk, right?
Anyway, show me where the good berries are.
Real
Like
talk. Oh man, they probably have him tell stories around Christmas. Real talk, yo,
then
you heard
they cut down a tree but bring it in the house. What? Oh, they're so backwards. It's so wild over there.
Oh man, yo, this is gonna be. I'm telling y'all now. I'm writing this. It's gonna be my movie script.
Okay.
Okay, Diesel Unchained. Okay,
I can't.
he's going home. He's gonna rescue the other donkeys. He's gonna let them all loose, and they all gonna join the Elks. They're gonna live free. They're gonna turn up. It's gonna be a good film, real talk.
This, I mean, maybe a good. This is unacceptable. Diesel Unchained, where he goes to rescue the other dog. I can't. I don't want to squash your creativity.
It's a terrible idea, but I promise you,
terrible
it's the
idea.
one
But I mean, if you
that'll
put it
get
in
picked up.
cartoon form,
Yeah,
you might get something, and then the kids will watch, and then a parent will come through and go, "Wait a minute, what?
this looks no.
Wait, they had one of the donkeys in a box underground. What's happening? What is this?"
Why these donkeys keep saying the N word? It's crazy.
Oh my god!
Oh man! In other news, a family whose roof was damaged by space debris files claims against NASA. That's right. Whatever NASA does is going to send a strong signal to the space industry. The owner of a home in southwestern Florida has formally submitted a claim to NASA for damages caused by a chunk of space debris that fell through his roof in March. The legal case is unprecedented. Unprecedented. No one has evidently made such a claim against NASA before. How the space agency responds will set a precedent that may be important in a world where there is ever more activity in orbit, with space debris and vehicles increasingly making uncontrolled reentries through Earth's atmosphere. The Alejandro Otero, owner of the Naples, Florida home that was struck by the debris, was not home when part of a battery pack from the International Space Station's crashed through his home on March 8th. His son, Daniel, 19, was home but escaped injury. NASA has confirmed the 1.6-pound object made of the metal alloy Inconel was part of a battery pack jettisoned from the space station in 2021. An attorney for the Otero family, Mika Nugent-Worthy, told ours that she has asked NASA for an excess of $80,000 for non-insured property damage loss, business interruption damages, emotional and mental anguish damages, and the cost for assistance from third parties. We intentionally kept it very reasonable because we did not want it to appear to NASA that my clients are seeking a windfall. The family has not filed a lawsuit against NASA, at least not yet. Worthy said she has been having productive conversations with NASA's legal reps. She said the Otero family wants to be made whole for their losses, but also to establish a precedent for future victims. This is truly the first legal claim that is being submitted for recovery for damages related to space debris.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yo,
I guess this is never happened before, um, or that someone has been like, "Hey, NASA, some of your shit fell through my house.
Right.
How much you want to put down on that?" Um, I'm not saying that shit falling through a house has never happened before. I'm sure that has happened, but has probably happened to the kind of families who their response to it was, "Ooh, neat."
Right.
Where
Real
I
talk.
feel like this family was probably like, "I have not paid off this house."
Real talk.
So I that's the feeling I get where they're like, "Yeah, yeah, cool, but I don't. Who's gonna fix this fucking like?"
Real talk.
I feel like that has something to do with it because you don't live in South Florida without knowing. At this point, you should know that shit's gonna fall from the sky because you are by all the
Everything.
space stuff.
Yeah.
All the space stuff is there.
Real talk.
So
I'm
people
impressed. This is the first thing that fell in on his house.
like, yeah. So I feel like, maybe he got the house. He was not necessarily aware of the history of all of that. But when I saw it, it was like Naples, Florida. I'm like, yeah, no, they're always shooting shit in the air and stuff's coming back. That is wild. That is wild that thing was jettisoned from the space station in 21
Yo.
and it's just now getting here.
Real talk. I get here from some
That's
4 years later.
Yeah, that's
Yo.
wild business. I don't know how space works or time or anything, so I'm just like, yikes. How far away was it?
Real
So,
talk.
and how big was it when it first broke off? That it was just because 1.6 pounds. I mean, I could even pick that up. And that's
Yo.
something. But yeah, the at first I was just like, "Well, you dummy, you moved to South Florida. What do you think was going to happen?" But then, as you kept reading, I was like, "Oh, you bought a house. Your
Hmm.
family has a house, and you're not that wowed or thrilled by NASA. Not everybody. NASA doesn't have the pull like it used to.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, where people, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, like uh, back in the day, it's like if you had something fall from space and you got NASA to come out and look, that was such a huge thing.
Real
Now it's
talk.
like, hey, get your shit and patch my roof. I don't give a fuck. Fix this. And I missed work. Pay me for that.
Real talk.
We ain't trying to bankrupt you, but you got to fix this. It's like a
I'll get back to your
baseball.
cute little projects, okay?
Yeah, like a baseball coming through the window. Hey, that's great that your kid can hit that hard, but someone gonna have to fix my window.
I believe he can make it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
all
yeah, that's
going for a
great.
scholarship. But
Right,
like,
right,
yo.
right. But in the meantime, I cannot just keep taping plastic up over.
So
How
he can
much more?
follow his dream. You
Yeah, how
know what
much more shit is up there in the sky?
I
Can someone do a check to see what else broke
mean?
off of the station 3 years ago, so I can see
Serious?
if I need to, sell this
Yup.
house or yeah,
Yo, I'm getting hit 3 years later. That's just crazy work.
yeah.
Nah, B, that's not right, man.
And is that
I
why the house was available? Because it was in the pathway of trash?
yo, we got to sell by March.
Right, yeah. That's when all the space trash comes through. Like what?
Yo, real talk. Good luck to this man.
I
I hope he
know.
gets his money.
Yeah, I mean that is interesting though how we are doing a lot more like there are more vehicles and things being
Yo,
tossed up in the space. And I mean, yeah, stuff is going to fall all the time. Like, do you remember when part of a meteorite came through some Canadian woman's like roof and landed on the pillow next to her?
yo, that's wrong.
And she was just like, it's a meteorite. And I'm like, yo, you gotta sue somebody.
On principle.
Yeah.
Real talk, B. Yo,
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how often this is going to happen, but they do. It probably is time for NASA to be like, yeah, we probably got to cover some costs.
real talk, man. Put
Yeah,
up a net or some shit.
put up a net
Real
over
talk.
all of Naples, Florida.
Real talk.
Just
Baseball expanded the net. People used to go to catch the fly balls, but too many people was dying, getting
Oh
concussions by
wow!
like first base and third base. So all the stadiums, like they extended the nets all the way down, fully covering the baseline sides.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it goes almost to the outfield now in every Major League Baseball park because like people kept getting hit in the face. Like, yo, like these are professional athletes throwing the ball as hard as possible to a strong guy trying to hit it back.
Right.
And you, like your out of shape 55-year-old self
I'll
holding a
catch it.
hot dog. Yeah, like you ain't gonna catch it. You know what I mean? The few of you that do catch it is barely done, and you like in the outfield. Everything
Right.
was in your favor. You had time.
Yes.
But if you on like right by the foul line, by first base,
that happens
nah,
real
my G.
fast.
Yeah, it's
Those
quick.
yeah, it's very quick, and it'll knock you
Yeah,
out. You didn't even put down your hot dog.
straight up. So people was getting rocked in like the minors and in Japan, and like Major League was like, yo, we got to do this before somebody dies in the park.
Right.
And like 2 years ago, they like extended all of the foul line nets. Yo, NASA, you got to get on that. You know what I mean? Put like the Earth net. Real talk. Let's get out there. You know what I mean? Y'all don't even got to thank me either. I let y'all have that idea. Real
That's
talk.
very sweet of you.
That's what I do. You know,
Yes.
since you paying this dude 80 G's, we all giving out deals. You know, real talk. Yo, real talk. You lucky. It's NASA shit. You think Elon is gonna pay you?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Real
I mean, he's
talk.
shooting full-on cars up there
Straight
just to
up.
make a point. So
You
you
got
think
Teslas crashing shit down here.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, and they ain't doing nothing.
He ain't doing nothing. Real talk. You think he gonna help you with shit from the sky? He can deny that.
Yeah,
He
so
gonna
it's
tell you it came from another planet. He's like, that's not me.
yeah, it's very good that your first space trash was NASA space trash
Real talk.
and not Elon space trash. Because I
He's
was just
denying-
thinking he's got so many satellites up there now for his like internet, whatever it's called, Starlink or something link. Like there are so many Elon satellites around the planet right now.
Yo,
One of those is bound to fall.
who's gonna get paid first? This guy, 80,000 from NASA, or Elon, the 40,000 he's trying to take back from those workers from last week?
Oh, this person's going to get their money from NASA. Absolutely.
I'm rooting for it.
And I feel like it's still going to take them a minute because they haven't said they'd pay it. They're just having conversations. No one's filed like they're not suing them, but they are just like legally, hey man, you gotta,
help me out.
You gotta help me out. And they're having discussions. So that could go okay. But it also, they may say, well, we need this money for Space Force or whatever the fuck it was that Donald Trump started. And which honestly, Space Force literally should be just a section of the government that pays back this kind of thing for space trash. That's what Space Force should be.
Real talk. If you would like to put in your submission to work for Space Force, it's going to be fun times. You know what I mean? Great organization. They give back money on the side. They fight aliens like VR troopers. So, I don't know. That's what it sounds like in my head. All you got to do is like and subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You're going to work in the admin department, okay? You're going to be filing all the paperwork, okay?
That's where I'll be. I'll be in the admin department.
5 stars. You out in the field, okay? You're dealing with the people. You talking. You know, you're getting to see the great diversity that is America.
That's Gastor. That's where he is.
I'm gonna have a blast out there. Be talking with everybody, telling me what has hit their house. And trying to explain to me that this is a piece from NASA.
Yeah, he's the claims adjuster. That's all it is. He's gonna come out and tell you if your house is totaled or not.
This came from NASA. It's a bird. That is nature's problem. Okay, yes. NASA, nature. Different NAs. Okay. You take that up with God. He got you. But, oh man, have any articles you want us to cover? Please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout out this week to Brandy Spain and Shannon Lemoyne. Always appreciate y'all. With all that said, I am the top claims adjuster Gastor Almonte, real talk, 93% accuracy. People are happy. He didn't get the whole 80K, but he got 64,000, and I got him an autograph Neil Armstrong portrait.
Wow. Wow. That's exactly. I hope NASA's listening. That's exactly what they're going to offer.
Real talk. You got me
you
in the middle.
64K and Buzz Aldrin's, baseball cap.
And a NASA lunchbox, okay, right. With a thermal. Whole that shit is plastic. All right, shit'll last forever. with the head of admin, Shalewa Sharpe, okay?
Yep.
She's signing all the paperwork.
I'm just processing. I'm not paying attention to nothing. I just have one stamp that goes, sure, why not? Sure, why not?
She's the person that like, she has one job during the tour of NASA. She tells people, this computer used to used to be the most powerful computer in the world, but now it fits in your phone. But we like how big it looks and the buttons are cool.
I would love to see a room-size computer, honestly.
Real talk.
I would love to see one of those. I don't know where you can go to look at one. Is there some sort of Smithsonian museum? Let us know. If there's a Smithsonian museum that has in it like one of those huge computers with like knobs and papers with little pieces just that you put in and constant little cards and shit. I would love to see it.
Yo, like every time I see a space movie now, I'm always like, yo, what? We don't need these buttons no more. Like, there ain't no go button for space yet. Like,
we need a buttons.
We need a go button. Like,
I think if we do it too, that's the problem right now. Is everything's so simple?
Yo,
that's like when gonna mess up.
Nobody's buying like stick shifts cars. Like those are purists. They want it, but like for the most part, everything automatic. We need the automatic spaceship.
I don't trust it. I wish I knew how to drive a stick shift, but I will say this: the computers on cars are doing too much, and I just want like a car. Do you know what I mean? It can be an automatic, absolutely, but I want
just the car.
Yes, I don't want when the computer dies, the car doesn't even know it's a car anymore. I don't want my car to have, and that's what I want out of a computer. I don't want it to have like a fucking crisis of faith because the computer went down, and now I've got this Corolla. Just like what do I even do? No, you go forward. I put gas in you. Like there was a whole thing that used to happen before we grew up. You know what I mean?
You're not a paperweight. I promise.
I promise you. You have there's a reason for you.
Oh man, this has been an exploratory episode of the War Report. We're going
Leave the animals alone, everybody. Leave them alone.
Real talk. Learn your lesson.
That's my thing.
Best argument I've heard for people going to space. If that's what it takes for y'all to leave the animals here alone, I will. That's the first time I've agreed with people getting on these Elon boats or whatever you want to call them to take you to space, because they're not safe. They're not ships. Whatever they are, they barely get there. Okay, but if that's what it takes for y'all to leave
to space, that's merch. Elon boat to space.
If that's what it takes for y'all to leave these poor animals alone, okay? Real talk. And I promise you, in like 100 years, there's going to be an article of an elephant that stomped out somebody in March from here. He like went out to Mars. He said, yo, it took me a minute, but I found you.
I found you.
My great-grandfather told me about you.
Generational hate. Oh, man.
Catch y'all next time. Peace.